Ready? These are my 5 people. Lindsay giving an informative speech on the day I was born. 5.5 people. Okay. The day I was born was October 11th. And October 11th was actually kind of a big day. They did the first ferry boat, which was the Juliana. They said that it was hard to be a crew member on the Juliana because it was produced by a piston power, kind of a steam engine. So whenever it was rolling on the water, it would rock really hard. So the boat had to be really well functioning, and the crew had to be really well functioning as well. That happened in 1811, October 11th, 1811. That was, I got that information from the History of Industrial Power in the U.S., Lewis C. Hunter, 1985. And then the next one was 1868. Thomas Edison, he invented he patented his the first electrical vote recorder. So basically, instead of putting a piece of paper in a ballot box, you would do an electronic vote, and then they would count it, and that's how that started. But the politicians were afraid of it. They didn't like it. They really, tried to squelch that happening. So that didn't take off for him. But he really revised his patent making process and his inventing process with supply and demand theory, basically, that if they needed it, then he would invent it versus trying to enforce things on them. And I got that off of a book by Gerald Beals, Major Inventions and Events in the Life of Thomas Alva Edison, which is kind of cool because I didn't know that was his middle name. Mm-hmm. And then another one for 1890, according to the where is it at? Oh, Daughters of the American Revolution, was founded in Washington, D.C. It's a lineage-based membership service organization for women who are direct descendants of people involved in the U.S. efforts towards independence. They're a nonprofit group. They are involved in historical preservation, education, and patriotism. They're up to 185,000 members now. And what they do is they go around and they install grave markers on the graves of Revolutionary War vets to indicate service. And they hold fundraisers for disabled vets and stuff like that. But the group was actually started by George Washington's great niece. And that was this. I'm pulling this from their actual magazine, the Dar Lineage, the Daughters of American Revolution magazine, October 30th. But it's a pretty neat organization because it's actually the people that were descended from, and they do blood tests, and it's actually people that were descended from the lineage of the Revolutionary War, people that were involved in it, that were actually a part of the actual war. So it's kind of cool. But that is the extent of my knowledge for my birthday on that day, October 11th. Just a caveat, Ben Franklin, not caveat, but just a little extra, Ben Franklin got back from his first trip to England on that day. And his boss, the mayor of Pennsylvania, said that he was going to pay him to get a printing press, and he would have the money there for him already. He subsequently did not get that money. The money was not there waiting for him when he got there, so he had to spend a year and a half working in England before he could get back to Pennsylvania. So, and then he got involved in politics, so I think he wanted to make some changes. But that's all I have. I appreciate y'all listening. Thank you.
Very interesting.
October 11th, 1981.